What if the greatest minds in history didn't invent but remembered? What if Nikola Tesla and Maxwell Chikumbutso, separated by a century and a continent, both rediscovered a lost technology one powerful forces tried to bury? We're taught progress is a straight line, but is it? Consider the pyramids, ancient maps, and now the work of Tesla and Chikumbutso. Both claim to unlock a source of clean, limitless energy, tapping into the very fabric of the universe. These aren't mere improvements, they're paradigm shifts that threaten everything we know about physics and economics. The official story calls it fantasy, but the inventions exist. Tesla's experiments were documented. Chikumbutso's devices have powered homes and vehicles, no fuel required. Are we to trust our eyes or the dogma of an establishment invested in the status quo? Tesla spoke of visions, Chikumbutso of divine revelation. Are these different descriptions of the same phenomenon, a connection to a deeper stream of consciousness? This is where our journey begins, by asking uncomfortable questions and challenging the authorities who define what's possible. The story of Tesla and Chikumbutso is more than two inventors. It's a doorway into a hidden history. It hints that we are a species with amnesia, living among the ruins of a forgotten advanced civilization. Perhaps these men uncovered energy secrets our ancestors once mastered. The implications are staggering, and they demand our attention. Nikola Tesla wasn't just an inventor, he was a prophet of the electric age, dreaming of a world where energy was as free as air. His Wardenclyffe Tower was meant to broadcast power wirelessly across the globe, using the Earth itself as a conductor. Imagine a world without power lines, where even the remotest villages have light, and ships and planes draw power from the atmosphere. Tesla demonstrated wireless power on a small scale. Wardenclyffe was to be the final step. But this dream threatened the business models of industrialists like J.P. Morgan, who profited from scarcity and control. How do you meter the Earth? You can't. So funding was pulled, and Tesla was ridiculed. The tower was demolished, his work confiscated, and his vision buried under corporate greed and paranoia. Tesla died alone, his greatest ideas suppressed. But did the dream die, or does it wait for someone new to pick up the torch? Wardenclyffe's story is a chilling reminder. The greatest obstacle to progress isn't a lack of genius, but the fear and control of the powerful. The world lost a future of abundance, but the idea of free energy still lingers, waiting. A century later in Zimbabwe, Maxwell Chikumbutso's story echoes Tesla's. With little formal education, Chikumbutso claims his inventions were revealed to him through a spiritual experience. His company, Sayeth Technologies, has demonstrated devices: an electric car that never needs recharging, a self-powering TV, and a generator that harvests radio frequencies from the air. These aren't theories, they're working prototypes shown to journalists and officials. Chikumbutso says he's not creating energy but harvesting it from the environment, much like Tesla's vision of tapping the ether. If true, he's solved the world's energy crisis, promising an end to pollution, conflict, and poverty. Yet, like Tesla, he faces disbelief and suppression. The world stands at a crossroads, offered a key to a better future, one claimed to be given from a higher source. Will we listen? To connect Tesla and Chikumbutso, we must look further back, to the lost civilization of Tartaria. Alternative researchers claim Tartaria was a global, technologically advanced society, erased from history. Evidence, old maps, grand architecture with domes and spires, structures that may have been atmospheric energy collectors. The theory, these buildings were part of a vast wireless energy network drawing power from the ether. Perhaps Tesla and Chikumbutso rediscovered Tartaria's lost science, their insights echoes of ancient knowledge. Were they inventors or archaeologists of forgotten technology? If so, their work is about reclaiming a stolen past and humanity's true potential. The puzzle pieces fit. Free energy isn't new, but a rediscovered birthright. What else lies buried, waiting to be remembered? When technology promises liberation, it threatens those who profit from control. Tesla and Chikumbutso both offered the world limitless clean energy, and both faced fierce resistance. The guardians of scarcity, financiers, industrialists, politicians, depend on controlling finite resources. Tesla's wireless power would have made copper mines and wired infrastructure obsolete. J.P. Morgan couldn't allow it. Funding was cut, Tesla was ridiculed, and his research seized. Chikumbutso faces similar obstacles, threats, attempts to steal his technology, and immense pressure from global energy interests. The risk is personal and immense. Free, decentralized energy empowers individuals and communities, making them harder to govern and exploit. That's why the Guardians fight so fiercely, to protect not just profits, but their entire system of control. The pattern repeats. Innovation meets suppression. The dawn is always resisted, but the promise remains. Will we let fear win again? Tesla and Chikumbutso are messengers of the same truth, but from vastly different worlds. Tesla, a European intellectual, worked in high-tech labs speaking the language of science and patents. Chikumbutso, a Zimbabwean innovator, bypassed academia, guided by faith and intuition. One used equations, the other revelation. Both were outsiders, dismissed by the establishment for challenging orthodoxy. Both describe inspiration beyond conventional learning. Tesla's flashes of insight, Chikumbutso's divine downloads. Their discoveries harnessing ambient energy are fundamentally the same, despite different terminology. Two men, a century and a continent apart, arriving at the same revolutionary idea. Coincidence or evidence of a deeper truth? The opposition to free energy isn't just scientific, it's foundational to our civilization. Our world is built on scarcity by design. Energy is the ultimate resource. Whoever controls it controls everything. If energy becomes free and decentralized, the global oil industry collapses, petrodollar power vanishes, and wars over resources become obsolete. The threat goes deeper. With free energy, people can live off-grid, independent of centralized authority. This is a nightmare for those in power. The real fear isn't lost profit, it's lost control. Free energy is a political and spiritual revolution, empowering individuals and dismantling old power structures. It's a declaration of independence for humanity. That's why the fight is so fierce. The stakes are nothing less than the future of freedom, and the guardians of the old order will not surrender easily. We're in an undeclared war, not of weapons, but of information and consciousness. Tesla and Chikumbutso's stories reveal a multi-generational effort to suppress liberating technologies and promote those that control. When Tesla's dream was crushed, we lost a century of clean, abundant energy and global progress. That loss wasn't accidental. It was a choice made by a powerful few. Now, Chikumbutso stands at the same crossroads, facing even greater opposition. The media can ignore him, scientists can ridicule him, and governments can entangle him in red tape. We risk losing this chance, just as we lost the last. The battle is between control and freedom, between gatekeepers and visionaries. Who shapes our future, those who maintain the system or those who dare to change it? The answer will define our destiny. We stand at a precipice. Behind us, a history of suppressed knowledge. Ahead, two paths. One is familiar managed scarcity, centralized control and dependence on failing systems. The other is unknown, demanding courage to question, to believe in a better world, and to reclaim our lost legacy. This isn't just about technology, it's about what kind of species we want to be. Will we remain dependent children, or mature into a society of freedom and abundance? Free energy's suppression is a symbol of our arrested development, its liberation, a sign of our coming of age. We must not let Chikumbutso's story be silenced or forgotten. We must demand transparency, protect innovators, and investigate boldly. The future is unwritten. The legacy we leave is ours to choose.